Hello? Where am I? Hey! Okay, I'm here. I'm very late, but I'm here. Hi, so how is everybody doing? As you can see, chat... yeah, chat is doing... If chat looks weird today, it's because that's the only way I could make it look not weird. Like, for some reason, if I turn this app on light mode, it looks kind of strange. So yeah, dark mode it is for me and for you and for everybody that goes here. Anywho, so you guys are probably here for the thing that is in the title, and that is the basic HTML CSS class. I see that you guys have like varying experiences with HTML CSS, so you could just like, oh, you know, maybe you might learn something, maybe not. I don't know. I'll probably talk more about my background and stuff later. Anywho, so we shall start. I have a whole like PowerPoint prepared. Let me just check it. Let me see if everything is all right. So how is everybody doing? I already asked how everyone is doing, but you know, it doesn't hurt to ask again. I just woke up. Oh, good morning. I hope you're okay with learning stuff in the morning. Like I used to hate class I used to hate going to class in the morning. Like I had this one class that was at like what's it, like 6 a.m. No, not 6 a.m. It was like 7 a.m. in the morning. And I remembered, and like, yeah, I remember that class because the teacher would always play Here Comes the Sun before and after the class. I don't really remember anything else about it, but that's... Anywho, let me just get everything set up. Right, here you go. You've got a nice presentation here. What a nice teacher. Yeah, like the teacher, I remember that teacher being like talked about, and it's like, oh, that teacher is such a terror. Oh, he's super scary. And then we went to the class and he was just like, not that bad. Anyway. AC Milan was supposed to sell a player that Amor paused the trade to test the guy, only to put... Oh man, that's brutal. Hold on, let me get some water before we start. Every student has different experience with every teacher. That's right. That's true. Yeah. Anyway, let's start. Let's start for real now. Oh yeah, I think like YouTube community won't does YouTube community allow links? If so, you could send some screenshots of your site to YouTube community. I made a website that explained how to go to a hyperlink like 10 years ago. Yeah, like the last time I made HTML before this year was must have been like, I'm not actually sure. Anyway, so let's begin. Hey, okay. Welcome to the HTML CSS class. I should have brought like a little pointer or something so that I could point things out. But like you could, the blue canvas circle will do. Anyway, let's start. So this is where I explain my background with things. So this class is mostly for fun. Basically, I just want to try my hand at like showing something. And maybe you'll learn something in the process, but I'm just trying to have fun. Don't link malicious websites or it'll be like, the Chilla's Art game. I've only played Convenience Store. I wonder what Chilla's Art game that is. Oh hey, there's Wuwa on Steam. I don't play Wuwa. Anyway, so yeah, my programming experience is probably just like yours, extremely basic. So the thing that I have used HTML CSS for is to code my Twitch alerts. You guys may have seen it when somebody followed me on Twitch. Hey, if one of you has a Twitch account, somebody follow me on there right now so that you can see what I've done. Yeah. Whenever somebody follows or subscribes or raids, like there's this little box up there that pops up and says somebody followed or somebody like raided. That's like the most notable thing I've ever coded. I do have a website, but I made it on Card, which is like one of those website builder thingies that doesn't really need much like coding. So yeah, that's my coding experience. Let me open up my Twitch right quick. Okay, let's have a look at my masterpiece. Just doing the shaky VTuber thing. I might redraw this model. Not entirely. Like, some parts of it are fine, but I want to redraw my bangs. My bangs are pissing me off. HTML is coding? Yeah, it's, I will explain more about why HTML specifically, and why schools tend to teach it as the first class of coding. Wait a minute, it's not popping up. Like, it does show you following me, but then it doesn't, like, show the notification. I don't know why. Maybe, like, some people doesn't... Maybe for some people it doesn't show up. Like, maybe you have some settings on your Twitch. Because I noticed that some people, like, they'll follow, but then it won't notify me. But then some people, when they follow, like, the thing will pop up. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, like, let's... if somebody, like, subscribes or does stuff like that, then then their name will pop up there. I'll probably, like, like, once I edit this, I'll probably put, like, you know, like a little clip of it happening. Okay, let's continue. So what is this HTML thing? What is this CSS thing? As you can see, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's used for web programming. It can be used for other things, but mostly web programming is its main use. And it defines the structure of a web page, like links and text and pictures and all of that jazz. That's basically how you input stuff. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It's used alongside HTML, and it defines the appearance of the HTML coded web page. There's also like JavaScript, but we're not gonna get into that right now. We're probably not gonna get into that for a long time. JavaScript is scary. Anyway, so you imagine building a house. HTML is like the bricks, and CSS is like the paint. Or for this PowerPoint, HTML is the text I'm putting here, and CSS is like the fonts and shapes and stuff that I'm using to make this PowerPoint look pretty. This is my extremely simplified explanation of what these programming languages are. There's probably like more detailed explanations you could find, but I think that going simple first will be Crucial to find. Hello, Aaron. It'll be crucial to understanding this. HTML is like the web and CSS is art for the web. Something like that, yeah. Anyway, next. So why are we learning these languages? Why can't we learn other languages? Like, I don't know, Python or or C++. I don't know a lot. First of all, because they're simple, accessible, and easy to learn. Like, they tend to be pretty straightforward. Because they tend to just be like, okay, put this thing, and then make the other thing look like the thing. Yeah? You know what you're doing, unlike other filthy languages. Yeah, they're very simplistic. Like, they're pretty straightforward once you've gotten the hang of them. They're more straightforward than those other languages. Like, Python... I had a class on Python, and I nearly failed it. Anyway, despite their simplistic nature, they're versatile and have vast capabilities in web programming. So they're easy. So yeah, they're easy, but you can do a lot with them. You could make like little games with them. Although I think if you were to try to do something a bit more complex, you'd probably need JavaScript. But even without JavaScript, you can make something pretty cool. Python is just another example of like coding languages. Python, C, C#, I'm trying to name all the coding languages I know. Something else. CSS is basically like how to make your website look pretty. Yeah. C and its children. Yeah, C, C#, C++, C, flat. Like C++, I have a lot of game developer friends, and like the C family is what they tend to use the most. Yeah, they're very simple. So like HTML, you just put the stuff, and then CSS, you just make the whole thing look pretty, and then boom, you're done. You've got a decent, serviceable website. Basically, if you've ever been on the internet before 2009, that's how most of the websites were made. If you've ever seen like somebody's like, you know, niche website about the history of rock and roll or the history of dinosaurs, then it's probably made with something like that. With web hosting services, they'll allow you to create your own custom online space for whatever you need. So you know, if you're tired of social media, because you can't really customize social media pages that much, you can have like your profile picture and your banner, but you don't really have, it doesn't really open up to much customization besides that. So, yeah, having your own website allows for more customization. And the last one, retro stuff is super cool, and this stuff is retro now. You guys feel old? How do you feel your legs creaking? Do you feel your kneecaps breaking? Do you feel... Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this was one of the more easy and accessible ways to make websites pre-2009, and possibly like... So that's... Oh yeah, that's where we're at right now. Next. Alright, so let's start with HTML. So HTML code is made up of two different things. Like elements determine how content is... A python is a genus of constricting snakes. Nah, it's still young. It's only 10 years old for HTML5. Okay. Okay, whatever you say, Grandpa. Just kidding. I'm an auntie too. Elements determine how content is displayed on an HTML page. Basically, it's like something like this. Tags, which are these like little brackety things. They're they've defined the start and the end of an element and the purpose of an element. So basically, it's like the one with the little slash thing is at the end, and the one without it is the beginning. Some programs like CodePen, which we will use later, automatically add that stuff for you. Anyway, next. So HTML is the root element. Basically, like HTML code will start and end with HTML. So that's what head shows data about the page. It won't show up on your actual page. So the title will show up on the browser tab. So if you put a title there, and then it'll show on, and that's what's going to show on the like the little browser thingy up here. It's a screenshot of Internet Explorer, but like on the little tab thing, that's what's going to show on your website. So if I put like HTML how to bake lattes. So if you put like say web page up there, it'll say web page. I know it doesn't say web page in the picture, but if you do it, then it will, okay? Trust me, bro. And if you put style tags up here, it'll hold the CSS that's used in the page. Alternatively, you could use a link tag, which I won't explain too much, to import a separate CSS file. So this is like if you're getting into some pretty complex stuff. Went to Pixel Expo today, the number of furries is rising. Do people go to... Okay, so that like furries go to like non-furry conventions in furry costume? Honestly, I'd like to go in a furry... I like to wear a furry costume. I want the fursuit. You know, it's... You know, because of the whole VTuber thing, it would be a good way to hide my face. Or I could get like the anime girl head mask things. If I want to appear in public. Or I could get like a helmet. As long as it's not some very, very weird fursuit, people often welcome them. I've seen like some pretty strange fursuits. But then a lot of them are just like dogs, cats, dragons. There's a lot of dragons. Anyway, next. Although I know making a fursuit is very expensive. What's more expensive, like a VTuber model or a fursuit? I was able to make this model for pretty cheap because all I bought was the program and I basically did most of the stuff. Strange, like not safe for work. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think the fursuit might be more expensive, but some VTuber models can go for really, really crazy. Like some, they cost like $1,000, $2,000. So, I mean, if you want like really, really high quality fur, then you'd probably do that. It would probably be pretty expensive. Anywho, so here are some more basic HTML tags. So you have body, which is the visible part of the page. Header, which goes from H1 to H6. Hello! We're just talking about furries. I mean, learning HTML. Okay, body is the visible part of the page. So header from H1 to H6. I just thought about something like you if you put like 3 headers, you can call them header, header, header. Any musical theater people here? And someone header, header. You can make multiple choice questions. I'll probably handle that in a part 2. Okay, and then P, which means paragraph, text, and elements. And then BR stands for a paragraph break, because HTML doesn't apply like line breaks if you use enter. So you need to apply them manually yourself with BR. And then, you can even make walkable buildings in HTML with enough brain power. Okay, maybe that would be like in part 15. Okay, image source displays a linked photo. You can either use a picture file that you have, or a picture that, or the link to a picture, like you could use an image hosting service online. And then this one, href. That's the hyperlink tag. So you put hyperlink there and it ends with A. I should note that the image tag doesn't have any ending. You just put it there. BR doesn't have an ending either. You just put BR and then that's it. Okay. So the hyperlink tag ends with A, with /A. Oh, there's VTubers at the Pixel Expo. Cool. Somebody has probably already made Bad Apple in HTML. Alright, next. So, yeah, you see this big block here? I'll explain what block and inline elements are. So, a block element starts on a new line and stretches the max width. And an inline element stays on the line and only takes up the space between the tags. Wait, let me, I don't know how to demonstrate this. So, okay, if you see my thing, like this text block down here, I'm just gonna use this as an example. Although it's not coded, it's just something that I typed into OBS. Yeah. So these texts. So yeah, both lines of text are block. This is it. And then, like each of the texts is... Wait, no, this is kind of... Wait, no. You could use Notepad, but... You know what? Let me use this app. Let me use this. This one. So, Here, like, let's say this square thing, right? The square is a block element. So if I put the square up here, then it's a block element. So, but then if I put this square over here, where it's like lined up with everything else, it's like it's an inline element. So we'll probably go more into this later, but that's all you need to know. Anyway, let's go back. Ah! Sorry if this is kind of confusing. Anyway, so now that I've explained that, div, you can use it to section out multiple elements into a block selection. And span is for inline selections. So basically, the most basic use for div is to create like sections on your website. And the most basic use for span is to create like, to edit like parts of text. Like if you want like one part of text to be bold or whatever, then you probably use span, or like other HTML tags. If you want to do multiple edits to like one line of text, you'd probably use span. Anyway, so class is how you would tag multiple elements. So if you put class on something, like say class 1, and then all elements with class 1 will adapt the CSS code that you have. And then ID will allow you to tag unique elements. ID is like the stuff that is tagged with an ID will override the stuff that is tagged with class. So yeah, use it carefully. Minecraft guide with difficult navigation, I see. I'm looking at all of your messages right now. And then style, you can actually put style elements within the text so that you can add CSS elements to it. So, yeah, you don't need it if the CSS is in its own file. I will demonstrate this later, along with all the other things that we will discuss. Okay, so here is some not so basic HTML tags. Alright, come back later. Like, this class will always be up. I'll probably edit it into a more, palatable format later. I haven't edited my pixel art PPT yet. Anyway, so here are some not so basic tags that you can use to make some cool stuff. So, a button. So you use the button tag to make a cool button. It looks something like this thing, that this example over here. This is one that I actually made. Am I here to learn? Perhaps. Although you probably won't learn anything if you're more advanced at coding than me. Like, this is extremely basic, so this is probably stuff you already know. I know that my chat is full of smart people. Okay, HR, it makes a divider that's used for sectioning pages. Block quote shows an indented quote, so if you want the quote to appear like, so if you want to quote something and have it appear indented from everything else, you can use the block quote tag. And then, you have the list tags, which you can use to make different two types of lists, unordered or ordered, and then LI is what you use to tag the list items. Here is an example of the code with lists. On the right. And then table. And then you have the table tags, which you can use. Respectively, they're just to designate the table, a row, a header, and like other table content. And then comment. Comment is just like for, comment. You put the stuff there that you don't want anybody to see. You can put notes, you can hide sections that you want to try out, but you're not quite sure about yet. You can put reminders, like, oh, I'll code this later. You can start screaming into the void if the coding is hurting your brain too much, like, ah! Yeah, like, I think every programming language has this, like, comment feature. Saying it as someone who hasn't used a lot of them. But, yeah, I like I said, have a lot of programmer friends, so... The most common use for comments is if you're working with multiple people and you want to tell the people you work with, hey, can you, like, add this to that and this? Alright, next. Alright, we're moving on to CSS now. CSS is basically how you make the text look nice. You can either implement it with an external file in the same folder. So here I have like a screenshot of CodePen, which is like a code reader app. So here's the HTML file with some text, and here's the CSS file, which shows how the text will be displayed. So yeah, it looks kind of weird, but it's just for demonstration. Have you ever made a game before? I have made a game with friends. Like, we had live 2D sprites and everything. But as far as an actual game has gone, I haven't made one on my own. Because, yeah, like I said, my programming knowledge only stems from here. Or you can also put CSS within the HTML file itself in a style tag. So you can put, like, element style equals blah blah blah, yada yada, and then add that stuff in. So yeah, that's how. So here's an example where you do pretty much the same element. But then I do want to make, like, a visual novel. I want to make one with my characters. Also, I want to learn how to make games eventually, but programming is hard. I don't have programmer brain. But who knows, maybe. Alright, so CSS code has two parts. The selector, which is the HTML element the style will apply to. Like, you can designate classes, you can designate, like, elements like H1 or P or stuff like that. And the declaration, which are the visual elements that you will apply contained in the curly brackets. Yes, Unity's particle system. Gosh, I miss Danny Dev. I hope he comes back. Or at least I hope he's doing well. your milk, guys. Anyway, I forgot to unplug something. RenP is very easy. It's almost HTML. The pressure of people telling him to finish the game. Yeah, fair enough. Like, if you're constantly vlogging stuff, then you might feel more pressure to finish stuff. So yeah, this is basically the format: selection, declaration, value. So if you want to make the text in a paragraph blue, so you put P and then the brackets color blue. And then the text will become blue. Wow, fantastic. Although probably not this exact shade of blue, because I'll discuss this later. Okay, better stop getting ahead of myself. So the previously discussed HTML elements, you know, the paragraphs and headers that I explained earlier, they have their own innate CSS values, which can be edited. So if you want to, so like I'm only putting this out there because if you run into some issues with formatting, like I'm somebody, like, you know, I'm an artist. I want to be super like particular about how everything is displayed. And this is the and it's been like I got annoyed with this before, and then I learned this like while making like my demo website. So you can view them on like this link over there. I'll probably add some links to the description if I make the edited version of this one. Anyway, next. So, first before we get into like CSS tags, let's discuss the box model first. So the box model is the order in which certain elements wrap around content. So here's my demo site. So your content is gonna be like your text and images, like the stuff I've put over here. Padding will be the space between your content and your outer edge. So it's designated by the pink here. Wow, wasn't that pretty? So if you put padding like X number of pixels, then it's going to look like that. And then the border is the outermost edge of your like content and padding. It's with this dark purple line over here. There's another thing called the outline, which is another line outside the border. You can use it to make something nice, but it won't be counted with your overall dimensions. So you might have to work around it a bit. Like, you might see some hint of shadow, and that shadow won't be calculated with the outline. You need to, I needed to expand it quite a bit so that it would be shown. And the margin is the space between, like, everything inside and then everything else outside. So if you put a margin, then it's the space between, like, your content and then everything outside your content. Got it? Good. So colors, you can set them with color names. So there's a list of CSS color names. You could probably find lists of them. RGBA values, which looks like this, and hex codes. These all result in the same color, by the way. And then there's another element called opacity, which adjusts the opacity for each element. But you can also adjust the opacity of individual parts with RGBA values. So if you want to adjust like the text color, the text opacity, but not the background opacity, you might want to set your text color with RGBA. I just slapped blue on everything. I mean, if you like blue. But then, I'll probably go into this later. I just keep going, oh, later, it's a surprise tool that'll help us later. And then for backgrounds, you can, with the color thing that I mentioned earlier, you can set the background color with the tag background color. Or you can use background image, and then you can link a file and then set that as your background image. Speaking of background images, I have an extra gift for you guys. So if you, on my Ko-fi page, I posted 2 pixel backgrounds that you could use if you want to make something. I'll put a link in the description later. I made like little CD pixel backgrounds. So, wait, let me just put the link in the description. Alright. Alright, check the description. You can download some backgrounds there. Next. Like they're perfectly tiled, so you can use them in your HTML projects or any projects. Out of topic, but when Garnacho was aura farming before the game, the water sprinkler sprayed on him. I'll find a clip later. Okay, so text, here are some tags you can use to edit the text. So the tag color is used to edit the text color specifically. So yeah, just keep a note of that. You might get confused between color and background color. You can also set background color for individual blocks of text to make like a highlighted text effect. That's what you use like span tags for. Okay, so text align will set text, it's exactly what it says. You set text alignment, left, right, center, justify. Okay, watch the VOD. See ya, thanks for coming. So, text decoration will add underline, overline, line through, or set to none to remove lines from links. Like, text decoration line will add, like, the lines and stuff. There's no line over overline because I couldn't find the setting for it in Canva. And text shadow will apply shadow to your text. Yeah. So you can put like number values in this order for vertical offset, horizontal offset, blur, and color. Next. So yeah, fonts. Some text settings are under like font tags instead of text tags. So I thought I might just cover it like this. So font family will, pick between like these font names from default or imported fonts. So there are like fonts like Arial, Helvetica that you can use, or you can import fonts, which we will discuss later. Font style, it's like how you set your text to italic. And font weight, which is like how you set your text to bold. And this will change your font display. So if you want to so you put font weight bold or font weight like in pixel value. And then font size, you change your font size. You can enter pixel values for that as well. So here on the side, I put some web-safe fonts. Honestly, this is a picture I found online. There's probably more. You can probably find some resources for this. And coming up soon, I will show you how to use Google Fonts on your site if you want more fonts than just the default. Welcome to how to use Google Fonts on your site. So you go to fonts.google.com and then you choose your fonts. Like if you go there, there's like some filters for what kinds of text that you'd like. So you just choose from there. And then if you're done, you click Get Font and then click Get Embed Code. Like, up there and then over there. So this is more of a design tip than anything. But it's best to choose two fonts. Like, if you're going to choose, so you choose one font for titles and decorative elements, and one font for plain text. So, for example, on this PowerPoint, up here is like the font I have for the title, and over here is the font I have for everything else. You know, it adds some separation. If you want to add like a third font, then go ahead, but like it's just easier to use too. Yeah, that's more of a design tip, but the more you know. Also, I'll give another design tip regarding color. If you're going to choose colors, then you'll like it. You could probably find like color palettes online. You could pick a color palette of maybe like 3 or 4. So you have like your dark color, your light color, and then your medium color. So using this as an example, we have like you have this green, which is the color I use to stand for everything to stand out. And then you know this light yellow and green that I use for decoration. And then you can have like other colors for like backgrounds and accents and stuff like that. Maybe you want your links to be a different color. I'll show you other examples of that on my demo later. Okay, so wait, let me go back to importing Google fonts again. So if you click get font, Google will show you the fonts that you've tried to get. So you need the embed code. So copy and paste the link. So once you click, you know, get embed code, you'll get these. Copy and paste the links to your HTML file. Or you can use the import stuff to paste them into your CSS file. So link is for HTML, import is for CSS. And then you set the font that you want through the font family command. So for example, this font that I'm using for the body text is, so I would put font family TT Lakes new, and then yeah, semicolon. Enjoy your new fonts! Yay! Next. So now that we've learned all that, I know you weren't hoping for a test, but here's a Q&A. So let's review. Here are 5 questions, and let's see if you can give answers. Number 1, what is HTML used for? What is the main use of HTML? Anyone want to raise their hand? There's no... I mean, you guys could probably type like the hand emoji. HTML is for website. Yes, very good. You get... I think coding AI. It's Saturday. I thought I escaped school. It's okay. I think underneath the desk. Do I need to start picking names out of a hat? Anyway, number 2. How does CSS enhance HTML? Or rather, how does CSS interact with HTML? Can anyone got an answer? Yes, Phantom X string of numbers. CSS is for styling HTML. Correct. Alright, next. Which is the visible element of HTML code? Also, it's me, Jonathan, from YouTube. Okay. 1 month of development. 1 year of development. So we have 2 main HTML tags, the head and the body. Which one is the visible element of HTML code? Anyone got any answers? Alright, what is it? Wait, no, between the head and the body, which is the visible element of HTML code? So your choices are head and body. Um, Alright, next. Which tag is used to apply... Which tag is used to apply CSS? If you want to apply CSS into your HTML, what tag do you use? Anyway, the answer to the third question is you use the body tag is where the visible elements go. I wish I had a thumbs up toggle right now. Wait, no. Alright, what you got? What's your answer, Phantom? Yes, you use the style tag, correct. And number 5, which HTML tags are used to display and format text? Like, you can give some examples. There are multiple of them. You could, it's high school all over again. Yeah, like, I think I actually had my first HTML class ever in grade school. I didn't really understand much back then, but now I understand. One of my first interactions with HTML class was like, which one? Like I used to post on forums. Yeah, stuff like headers and paragraphs and stuff. Yep. Hippie trash. What? Yeah, I learned stuff like headers and wait, no, wait, no, where was I? Like, I used to post on web forums, and some of the stuff that they'd use to edit the text was like, were like HTML tags. So if you wanted to make your, forum posts all bright and shiny, then you needed to know some kind of HTML. Like, I just didn't know it was HTML back then. Anyway, next. Fun fact, his persona is a dog. So, I'll demo the creation of a sample web page. We will create a sample landing web page or online card. I'll recommend using CodePen or some other HTML viewer. Like, I used Code Beautify before, but I'm going to use CodePen now. Let me look for my... So here is my, webpage. Notepad is cool, but, basically the thing that I want is the thing that shows you... Yeah, the thing that shows you how it looks on the side. Like, I'm... Like, you know, being an artist, I'm more of a visual person, so I need to see what I'm doing. And yeah, stuff like CodePen. I think, like, Visual Studio something also lets you see, like, what you're doing. Like, the visual... Like, I forgot the name of the tag. I forgot the name of the program, but it's something that you can download. It's free. It has, like, a blue logo that's, like, this, like, crossing over thingy. And, yeah, it also basically does the same thing over here. Anywho, let's... I'm going to just remove all this. Visual Studio, yep. And you will need live server. I think that's, like, a plugin. Like, a plugin for that program. Anywho, let's just delete everything. I'm gonna do all this from scratch. So, HTLM. So, head is where you'd put, like, titles and stuff. Title. Super. I was used to like this stuff before getting insane. And then body, so you would put like... So we're making like something of a landing page. As you can see with the PPT example. So I'll put a div here. Div class. Card. Whoop. And then I'll put I'll put the header here. And my name. Yay. Teacher didn't allow Notepad Plus because it's considered cheating. Like, bro, what? Notepad Plus, really? It looks like this now. I want to add a picture, so... You add... I'll just fetch my picture right now. It's just gonna be like my, the profile picture I use on the Twitter. Twitter changed a lot of stuff, and now I can't find anything. And now it's harder for me to find stuff that I posted before. Man. Anyway, so I'll probably use a different picture. Found it. Anyway, let's... Here. And then, for me, I just grab pictures off the internet. I'd like to use my own picture, so hi. Welcome. Artist, streamer, F-list e-celeb. And then I'll put some links to... I'll put a link to my social medias here. Because links are quite important. So you just put that, and then like you put your URL. I'll put the link to my Twitter. And then I'll type out my Twitter. Alright, so here's how it looks now. As you can see, it's pretty basic. I'll add some more stuff in this paragraph. I'll use the break. Follow my social medias. Ooh. And then if we want to style all of this, so I'll put like a tag for my for the card. Let's make this bigger. I'll put the tag for the card here, and then background color lavender. Like the oh wait, no, this is sorry. You're late for class. Don't worry, class will be on a VOD later. Text align. Center. Because I want different margins on different sides, I'm going to make this like... I'm gonna put two different like values, because if you put two different values on margin, then the first one will apply to top and bottom, and then the second one will apply to left and right. So I'll put like you can put pixel values and percentage files. So like percentage values. So maybe like 20% and auto. If I put auto, then it'll just be centered. But then we want this to be like a card, so I'll set the max width. I should have covered that one. Like width and stuff, you can set the width and height of stuff. That's especially useful for like images. Let's set it to 500 px. Right, I'm sorry for being late 100 times and posted on the community tab. Alright, that's more like it. You're actually not supposed to put like that comma. Sorry, I made a mistake. Apologies to all of the perfect people. And I want a border, so I'll put border. And so the tags for border are how big the border will be, 3px. What kind of border you like. You could find a list of like border stuff, but here I'll show like the different kinds of border, right? Solid. So solid will give you something like this. You could also use dotted, which is like that, or dashed, which looks like that. Or there's also double, which looks like this. What's with the chat overlay today? Before I started streaming, it looked kind of weird, so I changed it. And if I want to change like the color, let's just go with solid for now. And then you can input the color, which is I'll choose indigo. And okay, you saw earlier that my card had an outline, so I'll just put like outline. Outline, which is like 10px lavender. Okay, 10px solid. Basically, the outline stuff is the same as the border stuff. And, like, as you can see with the link down there, everything is stuck to each other. So I'll just put padding. Padding, maybe like 5px. You can use M. Like, M is a unit that's just relative to font sizes and stuff, but I don't really know much about how to use it. So let's... Also, I'm more comfy using pixel values anyway. I think I want more. 20. Okay, so let's format all the other stuff. I want all the text to have the same color, so... I'll just put the color in the card division. So I want to format the rest of the text. Let's format the header. I want to remove like the extra spaces up there, so there's like... So remember the default HTML stuff that I mentioned earlier? Like, the H1 tag automatically applies a margin to your text. So I'll just remove that margin. Something like this. Maybe I'll add more. Maybe like that. Or I'll just remove the top because it actually looks kind of okay. Oops, forgot the semicolon. You can put like the directional stuff like top, bottom if you want to adjust it by size. Okay, let's make like 5px. If you wanted, I mean if you want to adjust it by side, not size. Sorry, misspoke. Alright, there we go. And I could change the font, but I'd rather just keep the font as it is for now. So I hope you guys are still Naruto don't. I hope you guys are still following me at this point. I'm sorry. Wait, I had the divider here. So I'll add the divider tag to the HTML. You can also customize it, but I won't go too much into it. So I'm just trying to remember what I did. Set width. You can set the width of the divider to anything like something like that. So if I put 5, maybe 300px. If I put 300px, it's gonna be shorter. And then, like this. I'm gonna head to bed. Okay, I'll just edit everything and put it in the VOD. Just watch the VOD, okay? Height here, you can set like the thickness of it, like 3px. Wait, I put 30px. Too thick! There we go. So here is like the most basic. Wait, I want to show you guys something. You want to make the picture round? There's only one picture, so I could just use the image tag. If you want to put like, if you want to make like edit only pictures within a certain class or ID, so you put like class, and so you put like class and then image. So since we have the class card, we put card. But there's only one picture, so we don't need that for this one. So if you want to make your picture round, you can put border 50%. Wait, no. Border radius. You put border radius 50% and it makes your picture round. Wow, ain't that crazy? And if you want to add like an actual border. I don't understand, reading too much garbage grammar can make you dizzy, but this doesn't. Well, to be honest, here I had practice with. I want the double border. I want this thicker too. And I want the image to be a bit smaller. So yeah, just add like, yeah. You can use percentages. Percentages are pixel values. Let's just go with pixel values, whatever. here's the basic card. And I want to add a background picture, so I'll add one. I'll use one of my CD backgrounds. So if I want to put an image as my background, I put background image URL. Wait, I forgot the dash. URL, and then you put the link in here. And there we are. Isn't that cool? Can you put a moving image as a background? I believe you can. Like a lot of the older websites of back in the day were just like memes. They were like memes with this kind of with a background image that would tile on itself, and then so as you may notice, it looks a bit plain, but I'll probably handle the rest of this in a part 2. Just multiple spinning horses as background. You could do that. Wait, let me look for a gif of a spinning horse. What kind of spinning horse do you want? Oh, hey, here's a nice one. There, see? See, we can set our background to a set of spinning horses. Isn't that crazy? There's a part 2. Yep, there is a part 2. Maybe I should do that as like a fully scripted and edited video, but I haven't found time to do those. Anyway, let me just put the background back to normal. There. So, I want some different fonts on here, so let me just get the Google fonts. Let me go to Google and grab some fresh fonts. I already have, like, let's use an import. So if you click import, they'll give you something that you can copy and paste into your HTML or CSS. So on the top of your CSS, you can import some fonts like this. Where did Dual go? You import horses. Okay, I'll change the font of the header. Font family. What's it called? Cherry Bomb 1. There, isn't that cool? But it's too thick, so I just set the font weight to normal. Whee! And then for the other text, font family, I'll put the other one that I imported. There we go. And then for the link didn't change fonts because it's not part of the paragraph, so I'll just change that. I'll add it to the paragraph block. Okay, that didn't work. So I'll just redo that. You'll probably need like a separate place for. So if you want to edit links, you put A. Wait, no, that I copy pasted the wrong thing. Yeah, there. Now it's changed. Now I changed the font. You can also change like the color. If you want to remove the underline text decoration, set text decoration to none. And if you want to change the color, I won't change the color right now, but you can. Wait, I forgot the name of that, I forgot the name of the color. It was something like medium purple. Let's lock the janitor closet from the outside. Another hard day at school. Dang. Actually, I think this color would suit the, like, border, the divider better. I'm back. Do you know me? Hello, so you like pie? We're just coding now. Alright, so here's what I've made. I'm sorry if I am being extremely confusing right now, but that's just it, yeah. So, yeah, for all of you that have missed it, I will edit this and put it together into a nice viewable format. I hope that I could, there will probably be a part 2 of this where I cover, like, more complex stuff. Although I won't release the part 2 stream until I make the edited video of this. So yeah, even just with basic code, you can make something pretty nice. Wait, I want the text to be bigger. I'll change it. Like 60px. Okay, that's a bit big. Alright, that's better. So, yeah, that's it for today. What else should we do? So, let's just sit down and talk about our feelings, I guess. How are you guys feeling today? Today I had to fix my chat overlay because it was looking weird. Hopefully once I edit it, it's going to be way less confusing. Because it's kind of hard. Clicks open the janitor closet and then slumps to the floor. Tired. Yeah, fair enough. I had to touch grass today as well. Hopefully we can make something a bit more complex than this. This is a really short stream. I'm like the student that arrived and the class ended. Like, my original PowerPoint of this was a lot shorter. It didn't have stuff about links, so it was pretty incomplete. Let me just turn this on. Every other student left due to brain burning. I ought to pass out like detention slips. Oh yeah, I should, just so you know. So now that we're here, yeah, here are some resources that I used. Here are some sites that you can use and some sites that I have used in the making of this. And if you make, and if for any sort of reason, if you make something, you can post it to my YouTube community page, or you can post it under my Twitter hashtag, because I have one of those. Yeah. And that's the end of the lesson. Yay! Thank you. Thank you for listening to me and for allowing me to explain this stuff. Because hopefully I didn't combust your brains too much. Gonna make a cheesecake and post it on the community tag. Actually, I would like if... Actually, that would be cool. If you cook something delicious, then post it. Yeah, I will edit this into a video. I was already sleeping when Harry Maguire scored against Amorim's AC Milan. Whoa, that happened. You woke up just to that? Did you wake up? Were your Maguire senses tingling? I think the reason the creepypasta stuff, like, made me dizzy reading it because I was moving my head around and then I was like, turning here and then turning there to look at chat. Turn here, turn there. Yeah, that's gonna make your head... That'll make your head spin. But I should probably, like, move my, I'll probably move, like, my docks somewhere else. Next time I make a... Gonna make a posted cheesecake. He scored in 2 minutes. Wow, Maguire. He's really something. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the... I'm gonna turn this off now. So now you can see... You probably look like the picture that I use. Advanced CSS. Well, that's part 2. Or part 3. Like, part 2 is probably just gonna cover, like, some other things. Trust me, like, when I was making the test stuff, I had a lot more complicated things in mind. And then, like, my brain was burning almost just as much as yours. So don't worry, I know how it feels. I hope to make something cool, like, maybe, like, visual novel with my characters that you could play... That you could play HTML style. And you getting revenge on Amorim is insane work. You make our lives! You make our season hell! We'll make your new club hell! Wait, I could do some of the other things here. So, to add the shadow, if I want to add the shadow to the back of the card, if you saw my previous thing had like shadows, I'll use the tag box shadow. Box shadow. If you ever need a voice for a monster in a cave, hit me up. It's probably just gonna be like a simple visual novel with my characters. So this is like where you grow it. Want this shadow to be large. Oh, that's too much. So, like, if you remember from earlier, what what these values mean is like vertical offset, horizontal offset, how much you want it to blur, how big you want it to be. Maybe I'll put like, maybe not quite that blurred, 5px. If you're planning on experiencing Kingdom Hearts 1 to 3, it costs about 50 and 45 pesos. If you want to really experience it, you can buy 1.5, 2.5 for 645 pesos. Cool. I've always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts. I didn't really have the means to. Like, I didn't have, like, a PlayStation. And so I wanted to play it. So I didn't get to play it. I think one of my first attempts to download, like, a PS2. There, a cave. It's entered. The end. You understand my character well. Hire Duel as the second writer. You want to play it in release order or chronological order? Maybe chronological order because, like, you know, that's probably what would make more sense. But then again, like, people don't watch Star Wars in chronological order. They watch, like, the original trilogy first, then the prequels, then the sequels. So, yeah, probably release order. You know, maybe I'm overthinking this too much. And if you want to change the color of the shadow, then you could probably also put it down like blue. Let's make it blue. Oh, isn't that cool? It's blue. But I don't want to change the color, so let's just... to get 1.5 and 2.5 as a starter. Whoops. I should move this here. Whee! The prequels add more pointless lore. Oh, like how Anakin doesn't like sand. If you want to make like a text glowing effect over here, wait. I'll do it now. Color white. And then text shadow. I'll just enter in all those shadow values. But text shadow doesn't support the grow effect. So yeah, don't enter this one. Let's not pursue this relationship. Yeah, married. So this is how you make the text glow. Ooh, isn't that cool? You can also apply like different text shadows to do maybe like a chromatic aberration effect, but I don't want to get into that right now. This is just like something pretty basic that you can do. I'll just screenshot this. Nah, I won't. Oh, yeah, it's been a while. Like, I'm doing a class on how to write HTML and CSS. So this is how I... Yeah, it's already over, but I will turn this into an edited video so that it's easier to follow. Like, I was talking over myself a lot, and I was like, you know, yapping a lot. Might need 2.8 in Kingdom Hearts. I'm doing a lot of work. Oh yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I think we have time to do something else. Let me make a new one. Let me make a new tab. Let me make a new tab. Huh. It's taking a while, but I'm just gonna play Enfield after this. After this, I'll make a new stream. Wait, no, that might be like... Yeah, I'll just make a new stream. Dun, 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 dun. Watch Spider-Man Brand New Day peak movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll probably try to watch it. So yeah, I'm just gonna change my thumbnail. We're gonna play Enfield. Woo! Shall I list down the chronological order? Sure, go ahead. Or maybe I could read more creepypastas. But yeah, Enfield it is. I've been doing Enfield off stream lately. Oh yeah, thank you guys for coming to my HTML CSS class. Please go to the next stream so that we can do the Enfield thing. I'll edit this into a video later. Do 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 do.